Yay, the kids are finally asleep.
So do you feel like...
Playing a game?
I've got a feeling a boss fight's coming up.
Ooh, I just got wrecked.
Headshot, baby.
Ooh, it's your turn to get the baby.
So are you up to the challenge?
Run, 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 run.
And we're dead.
That's when I realized I have no idea what I'm doing.
GG.
Welcome back to episode 43 of the Gamer Parents Podcast. My name is Joanne and I'm joined by my amazing hubby and gamer partner in crime, Kevin.
That's me. What's going on?
If this is your first time here, we're gamers who parent and parents who game. We have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, very busy. While we enjoy our days with them, we love our gaming session at night. This week, we would be sharing our review on Gunfire Reborn. But before we hop into that, Kevin, how has your week been going in both life and gaming?
My week in life has been kind of crazy. Work has just been pretty intense. There's just a lot going on.
I know.
In the oil and gas industry that I'm in is just pretty rough right now. Like the last few weeks have been pretty bad. Mm-hmm. This last week was the worst so far.
Mm-hmm. Issues
by
at
a pretty
work.
Decent margin.
Mm-hmm.
Just work's been super busy. There's been a lot of extra hours being put in both during the week and even just so far this weekend. This morning woke up to about 10 messages from work to check on some things. So I basically was like, all right, I'm up for the day, and it's hoping for like a nice, quiet, peaceful Saturday. And then I better start working.
Yeah, definitely lacking the work-life balance when issues arise up at your work. That's for sure.
Yeah, sometimes people rely on me to get stuff figured out and taken care of and done, so the business can kind of keep moving. But I mean, it's challenging and I enjoy it still, but it can be a little crazy sometimes, like this week. So
definitely.
That's just kind of a gist of where my life has been this week.
How's your gaming been going?
Yeah, right. So in gaming, I have been playing still quite a bit of Marvel Snap and Hearthstone. I feel like I'm pretty much playing like 50-50.
Yeah, if you're on your phone playing it, it's like either or.
Yeah, one or the other. I'm kind of like alternating. I feel like I'm just basically like putting enough time into each of them to just do like the daily quests for Hearthstone and the daily missions for Marvel Snap. Marvel Snap kind of being the newer one that I've been playing lately. I'm still really enjoying it. I'm still unlocking like new cards constantly, that's probably the part that's keeping me attached, because I feel like if I stopped getting new cards, like I would stop, progressing. And then plus the new cards, they kind of open up new decks you can build and strategies around them. And I got a few of them like really recently that I really like, that I'm really enjoying using in some new decks. So
what was that character that you were saying that you got in Marvel Snaps? I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of good cards that I like. I have one that revolves around Odin.
Oh
right?
yeah,
Thor's dad, and that works in like with reveal cards, so like cards that do have a certain effect right after you play them, and it's only like a one-time thing, and then like Odin activates them all again. So that one I really like. There's also I have a deck around the Carnage card, which like destroys your own cards, but then makes him stronger. So that one's pretty fun and cool to use. There's another card just called Death, which I never knew was like a Marvel character, but yeah, that one's really good too. It gets super cheap when you destroy more and more cards. So like sometimes at the end of the game, it's like basically free to play, and she's super strong. So that card's really fun to play too. But yeah, that's kind of it for Marvel Snap. I'm also playing another game called Dead Cells.
Is that on mobile or?
Dead Cells, it's on Game Pass also.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, it's pretty much the main reason that I'm playing it, and I've heard it's from others that it's a fun game. It reminds me a little bit of Hades. It's a roguelike, just like that one, and I really like the combat of it.
So is it like a platformer kind of thing?
Yeah, it's a platformer. So yeah, you're kind of like jumping around from different platforms and fighting enemies, and finding all kinds of different weapons, melee weapons, ranged weapons. You could even, carry shields. You get different equipment that you can use as well, and you try and progress as far as you can. And then when you die, you basically restart everything, and you can upgrade your character to get a little bit stronger, help you get a little bit further each time. You kind of see how far you can go, but it's fun. I haven't had a whole lot of time to play it just because everything else is going on this week, and a couple other games that I've been playing.
Not gonna lie, if you're gonna play more and work more, it's just gonna like take away time from me as well. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a certain amount of time for gaming, so we had just allot that of how we see fit. So hopefully this next week I'll get to play a little bit more of that. But yeah, I'm not done with it yet. I definitely want to hop in at least a few more times and keep playing that one.
Cool.
Yep. And then the next game that I played, like actually quite a bit this last week, is Modern Warfare 2, which is the latest Call of Duty.
You're having fun with that game. Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought that earlier in the week. I think it came out late October 28th, if I remember right.
I thought you bought it last week.
I bought it last week, yeah, but it's been out for maybe like a week before that.
Gotcha.
So I was a little bit late to the party, but I've just been playing the multiplayer mode. I haven't been playing any of the campaign, although the campaign looks fun. But I just know
multiplayer is fun.
Multiplayer is like a little more fast paced, and I can play with my friends.
Yeah.
And you start to unlock more weapons and attachments and everything by doing multiplayer. You do it a lot faster. I don't even know if you really unlock anything in campaign. I haven't played one of those campaigns in a while, but anyways, I know it definitely wouldn't be as fast as multiplayer. So right now I feel like I'm just kind of grinding out all the weapon experience to get more things unlocked so that I can, play with a wider arsenal. All this rolls into Warzone 2, which will be coming out in no time, I feel like. And so I'll have access to everything that I unlock in multiplayer in there too. So that's kind of the main reason. I enjoy Warzone a lot more than just the standalone game, the multiplayer modes. That's kind of the main reason that I'm trying to unlock everything now to get ready for it.
I see.
And then, of course, the last game that I've been playing this week has been a lot of Gunfire Reborn, which I'm really enjoying, but I'll stop there because I know we're going to talk about it a lot more later.
Yeah.
But enough about me. What is going on with you in life and gaming, Joanne?
Well, life has actually been extra hectic as well for me, with you being so busy at work and working overtime during non-work hours. Plus, our son got back from his vacation with his grandparents, so it's like readjusting from one child to two children. And gamer parents out there, or any parents out there, you know that if you have more than one child, you know the difference is very obvious, kind of like the work that you have to put into, the effort that you have to put into to handle more than one kid.
Oh, yeah. I mean, kids have a lot of needs, and when you double the amount of kids, you double the amount of needs.
Yes.
So it's a lot.
Yes.
For sure.
And then I did get to bake the World of Warcraft banana bread again.
This is a favorite of all time of the book, of everything that she's made. And you made a whole bunch of it like a while back.
Yes,
and I know we talked about it in prior episodes back then. And now you just recently made it again. And it's as good as I remember it.
Yes. I know. I feel
Still
like
amazing.
you can't go wrong with that recipe, and something that you'll not ever get bored of.
And just to remind everybody, so it's banana bread. Then you also make this kind of like spread with it, right?
Yeah, it's the topping, like cream cheese
and butter.
Yeah,
right.
And milk.
Yeah, and you just spread that on it. I like to toss it in the microwave and like heat it up for a few seconds, so like it kind of soaks in and it's a little bit. The banana bread's warm
and moist,
and it's so good.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry thinking about it.
I'll make some more. And that was one thing that I managed to put in the effort. And I think that was like right before our son came back. And then since he got back, I haven't made any, which is obvious why.
Yeah.
And apart from that, I also get to go out with my mom friends again. We planned it like 3 months ago. It's crazy how like before I used to be very spontaneous in my planning. And nowadays we have to plan things in advance, like months in advance, before we could go out and enjoy. So that was much needed. Different mom friends. So we're deciding to do this every quarter, one mom outing per quarter. And we really enjoyed ourselves, just us ladies after the kids go down for bed, and just wine and dine without the children. And today we did bring our children to a holiday market, since Christmas is just around the corner, actually a month away.
Something like that.
Yeah, so our son was so convinced that he was at the North Pole.
Well, yeah, we told him we're going to the North Pole to see Santa.
Yeah.
We knew Santa was supposed to be at this holiday market, right?
Yeah.
So we were like, yeah, we're going to go see Santa. And I don't know who said the North Pole part, if that was
He did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
because he knows that Santa's at the North Pole, obviously.
Yes, he was like, so we're
if we're
going
to
to
go see Santa, we must be going to the North Pole.
Yeah.
Which is also apparently like a 5-minute drive from our house.
So I didn't want to break his bubble and just let him believe it. And we had fun. The kids enjoyed looking around. And it's just funny how our toddler, the 2-year-old, was always wanting to buy everything and
Well,
that
they
she
just want to
could
like
see.
grab everything.
I know. She's like, oh, I want that doll. I need that doll. So it was just hard to like tell her, no.
Yeah, it's hard for them to take no for an answer. Like you have to distract them onto the next thing so they forget all about it.
The first one, yeah.
Also, when we were there, when we like first like checked in, they gave us like a map, right?
Yeah.
And on it, there was like a sticker that said you're a winner.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it says we won something, and I was like, "What is this for real?" And I didn't want to ask, and I told Kevin like, "Hey, you go ask. Like, what's our prize or something?"
Yeah, we were thinking about just leaving it. I was expecting it to be like something tiny or dinky that they're giving away to a bunch of people for free, and we probably wouldn't even want it.
Yeah.
But then when we went to go like redeem it at one of the booths, it was like, oh yeah, you get a free painting.
Yeah, it's a 16 by 20 inches painting.
Yeah, like he pulled it out and was like, whoa, like this is what I had to give away. And I was like, oh, this is like a full on painting. I was like, oh wow, I was expecting like something completely different, like much smaller. Then at that point, I kind of felt bad like taking it.
Yeah.
It'd be like, especially I was like, well, do we want to buy something else? And then was like, I don't think I'd really want anything else necessarily.
I know.
And plus we had the kids, which were like kind of going crazy at the time too. So I was like, all right, well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's take this full on painting with us.
And I think at first he thought like you didn't like the painting or something. He was even like offering, oh, if you don't like this painting, just choose whatever other paintings that you want.
Yeah, no, he said that right away. I think because he wanted to make sure we got the one that we liked.
Yeah, but I was surprised.
Yeah, immediately I called Joanne over and I was like, which one do you like? 'Cause I don't know how to pick.
I was just shocked. I'm like, okay, we'll just get this.
Yeah, but anyways, it was cool. It was definitely a highlight that we got to win something so cool and amazing.
Definitely, yeah. And he's known as the Houston abstract artist, so that was nice. Yeah.
Very cool. Now we have a piece of his collection
Exactly.
to our very selves.
Exactly.
That's going up in the game room somewhere at least.
Yes, definitely. But that's all about it for life. And
what about the gaming side?
Gaming side, the fun part. I have been busy with Evil, apart from Gunfire Reborn, which we'll talk about later. But I've been so into Evil that I actually joined 3 other Discord servers that has the Evil community that we could like find a match and enter a lobby to play together, like a group of people that I like to play with. So
I'm even surprised there's 3 different Evil Discord servers that people like group in.
Yeah. These are just the groups, like not the main Evil Discord server. I already joined the main Evil Discord server, and these 3 other servers are like the fan make to find a lobby. So that was really fun, and it's just nice that because it's like all around the world, like I'm playing with a lady in Sweden, I'm playing with women in Australia. It's just so fun to join different Discord servers at different time zones.
Sure, yeah, you got your little communities, and you make friends with the people you're playing with, and you can continue to play with them because you've connected in Discord, and Discord is a great place to be. By the way, if you're listening, should join our Discord channel if you have not already.
Yes.
It's a great place to be. It's a lot of fun. You can talk with us and each other and ask questions or tell us what games you're playing right now and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, and then I also played a bit of Scorn. I got through the first part, I think. I'm like right now starting in a different area and exploring there now.
Like, does it change much? Because everything that I've seen of Scorn, it all kind of looks similar.
Yeah, they kind of look similar with a lot of dead bodies
like
around.
A lot of like
disfigured aliens. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much
so
like that.
No like fresh greenery and flowers and rainbows and anything yet?
I always feel like I'm inside someone's
you're inside like a giant whale or something.
Yeah, it looks like that. So who knows? But it's definitely relaxing, on the relaxing side of game for me.
Interesting. I don't think I would feel relaxed. How is the music?
There's no music. It's just like,
like
I don't think there's music. It's more like sound noises, like gurgling noises, and
so that the sounds don't stress you out or anything.
No, it's not like, yeah, it's definitely not a stressful game for me.
Okay, interesting.
Everything's like squishy and when you go around and that. But yeah, a lot of gruntings and whatnot. But that's about it.
Okay.
And yeah, that's about it on my life and gaming.
Anything mobile this week?
Nope, nothing mobile. Except the kids.
Yeah, the kids are very mobile. They're super mobile.
Yep.
Here, go.
Yeah. The days are long, but the years are short. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, let's hop over to new game releases.
Sure. Why don't you start first, and then I'll go after you.
Yep. So new game releases this last week. We have A Little to the Left on PC and Mac. Football Manager 2023 on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Oddworld Soulstorm on Switch. Return to Monkey Island on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Sifu is coming to Switch. Here's another big one. Sonic Frontiers on all consoles and PC. And another one that I'm super excited for, God of War Ragnarok on PS5 and PS4. Once Upon a Jester on Switch and PC. Rogue Legacy 2 coming to Switch. Vampire Survivors, Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One.
Woohoo!
Atari 50, the anniversary celebration on all consoles and PC. Resident Evil 2 coming to Switch. Save Room on Xbox Series X and S, PS4, Switch, and PC. Tactics Ogre Reborn on PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC. Valkyrie Elysium on PC. That's it for new game releases. Obviously, I want to check out Sonic Frontiers. Kind of like an open world Sonic game sounds really cool to me. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'm kind of like waiting to... It's still pretty new. I haven't really heard a whole lot of reviews about it yet. I'm kind of waiting to see how those come in and kind of shape if I want to try that one out or not. And obviously God of War Ragnarok, I'm going to play no matter what. And so far, I've heard great things about that as well. So that one is definitely going to be on my list to pick up very soon. Vampire Survivors, that's one that I talked about a few weeks, like a long time ago. And that's a really fun game. If you have not tried it, you may want to give it a look. It's not one that I expected to like. I only got into it because a friend of mine basically told me that I had to. And I loved it a lot more than I thought I would. And so, it's been in pre-release, so it's now officially released. So I think along with that, I'm sure is some new content. So I'll have to go back and check out what they've added since earlier this year. And then, I guess that's about it for the new game releases. I didn't have anything else to touch on. How about the new Game Pass games, Joanne? Can you go through those?
Sure. Let's see. New on Game Pass this past week is Football Manager 2023 on PC, console, and cloud. And Return to Monkey Island on console, PC, and cloud. And Vampire Survivors on console.
Yeah, even though it's already been there.
Yeah.
But now that it's fully released, it makes its way around again. That's it for new Game Pass games.
Exactly.
I guess now the only thing left to do is to get into Gunfire Reborn. So shall we?
Sure. Go.
Okay. So Gunfire Reborn, we have streamed it the last 2 weeks over on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
So if you want to check out any of the gameplay, you're welcome to hop on over there and take a look at our prior streams where we were playing the game. It is basically a co-op online first-person shooter roguelike where you kind of progress through these dungeons and you can find different weapons and you go up against bosses and you can play with up to 4 people at a time. And as you're progressing, you gain levels, and with that, there's basically a talent tree. It kind of feels similar to like even the talent trees we're used to in WoW.
Yeah.
Right, where you kind of like build your way through it and you apply your points, spend the points on different areas to make yourself stronger so that you can progress further. Kind of like the ideal for any roguelike. The thing that I thought was really cool about this one is that it is co-op with also up to 4 people. So a lot of the roguelikes that I've played in the past are not co-op. Can't play with your friends. This one I thought was really cool that you can, and that it's a first-person shooter. I like FPS games. And a lot of the weapons are really cool. It's not as unique as something like Borderlands, but it kind of felt similar. Like a lot of the weapons were like, oh, I've never really seen or heard of a weapon that can do something like this.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's like a kunai that like bounces all around the room everywhere and hits people that way. Or there's
regular guns as well. And
there's all kinds of regular stuff. There's
cannons.
rocket launchers. There's, like gravity guns where like they kind of like they shoot like a black hole kind of thing, almost something like that.
Yeah.
All kinds of different shotguns. There's grenade launchers, and there's even melee weapons that you can use. So if melee is your thing, like don't worry, they got you covered. So there's a whole bunch of different ways you can, kind of play the game.
Yep. Is there anything that you like or dislike about the game in particular? I know for me, I don't like how we always have to start from that same spot. I mean, I know like it's roguelike and it's never like the exact same dungeon that you enter, but it's just like I wish like we could just jump into like the level 2 part, like versus always getting
cool
through.
There was like checkpoints, so like you could kind of choose like what chapter you wanted to
that's what
go into. But then that kind of defeats the purpose that you're supposed to make it all the way through in one run without dying.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that space lines from the Far Out, almost like where if you die halfway,
you lose and you gotta start all over. But that one, it didn't even feel like that randomized. I guess each of the levels were probably randomized.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess I don't know if I would consider space lines from the Far Out.
No, I mean that whole no checkpoint, just start from the beginning again.
Yeah.
Of course, not the gameplay or anything. I'm just saying about the no checkpoint part. But I didn't like how we keep getting kicked out from the lobby or something. I don't know. It's something to do with like error connecting. Yeah. And it's not even our internet. I mean, like when we play other games, it's fine. It's more about the multiplayer connectivity or whatnot.
Yeah, I was going to get to that too. I've noticed a lot of issues with it already. I mean, it's a relatively new game. I think it was released like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, about there.
And it is on Game Pass. I forgot to mention that from the start. It's a Game Pass game. And so far, there's a lot of bugs. It's a super buggy game. Like Joanne was mentioning, a lot of that seems to revolve around the multiplayer part, as far as joining other people's lobbies and inviting other people to your lobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the time, like we'll group up with somebody and then you have to hit the ready button. And like sometimes it just like the ready button like just won't work. They'll just be on not ready forever until people will just leave the group, or you leave or we leave ourselves and then try to make a new group or something like that. So just all kinds of issues like that. And then not to mention while we're playing, a few times we've had that disconnected from host happening all the time, or literally just the game crashing. So a lot of, especially on roguelikes, when like you're trying to see how far you can get, right, and how long you can make it, and then stuff like that happens, it can be a little bit frustrating and annoying to kind of have to deal with. So that's what I'm disliking the most about the game.
Yeah.
At least that's something that they should be able to fix, right? If there's like a core issue with the game, like how the game is played or was designed, like I don't really see that changing. But like this, if they fix it, I would like it way more.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm still really liking it. Especially these last couple streams have probably been some of my favorites like in a long time. Just playing this game with you, it's fun. I mean, I'm enjoying it. I feel like every time we play, we're getting like different weapons that we've never seen before. We've unlocked a few different characters, so those different characters you can play as well. And then each character has a different primary skill and a different secondary skill, which that's outside of the weapon, so that's something different that you can use as you're playing through. And so different characters are better at certain things, so it's fun to kind of mix and match kind of which ones you're using.
Yeah, I just also think that like in the beginning, if they let us choose from the whole range of weapons versus that 3 that we get out from the chest,
Yeah. So the way that works, you start off with a weapon that has unlimited ammo, and it's not very good. It doesn't do very much damage.
Nope.
It's probably the worst weapon you could possibly have. But then they let you carry 2 other weapons, so you have a total of 3 weapons, and you can never get rid of the one that has infinite ammo. I guess because they don't want you to ever be completely out of ammo, so at least you have that to use, and then you get to pick 2 weapons that you want to take with you, as you progress, as you find the weapons, right?
Yeah.
Once you have all 3, you have to, pick one to drop anytime you want to pick something up. So choose wisely. You can also upgrade your weapons using gold that you collect throughout the runs. You have to pick which weapon you want to upgrade or which one you want to focus on, or split it evenly, however you want to play it. And one thing that I was having a blast with, one of the characters that I just unlocked, his primary special or ability or whatever you want to call it, lets you dual wield your weapons. So say you have a minigun and a rocket launcher, and then you use this, you're going to pull both of them out. So you got a minigun in your left hand, a rocket launcher in your right hand, and it's just complete mayhem. As long as you have like 2 pretty good weapons, it can get really crazy, and you're just you're blowing people up and shooting at them at the same time. So that's fun. Most games I feel like don't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I did notice that ammo very quickly became a problem when you're shooting both your weapons at the same time. You run out of your ammo really quickly, because normally like you switch back and forth, so you're not using like too much ammo for each one. But when you're dual wielding them, you burn through ammo really fast. I'm also finding it really hard to aim, and like because you use the left and right click to shoot when you're dual wielding, so like I feel like that was kind of hard to manage like all of that at once, and plus you're reloading the guns at different times. It was like a lot to handle.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't like that character. I stick to my first default character.
Yeah, that one's easy to use, and it's a good choice. It's very solid still.
Definitely.
Yeah, do you have anything to add about the game? Anything that I missed? I guess the other thing is after each room, you essentially get a chest, and you get to pick one of 3 like buffs, basically, that either improve your abilities in some way, or your stats, or more health or shield, or that kind of thing.
I don't know. There were like 2 kind of There were like 2 kind of chests. Remember, there was one that you had to pay money to pray or chat. Yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know if that was intentional, but there's like these red chests when you walk up to them, and instead of like pressing the key to open it, it says the key is like, or like the action is chat, which I don't know why it would be chat. It's like a chest. So I don't know why it's not just like open or something like that.
Yeah, and then you pay money, right? To kind of like an offering or something.
And like part of the text for that is like was it Korean or what language was that?
Chinese.
It was Chinese?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's something to do with the culture. I don't know about that.
I don't know. I was kind of curious about that because like obviously I couldn't read the Chinese portions, so I don't know if there was something we're missing there or what, but I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, it was so that I think because of that, it was kind of hard to use those chests because I didn't always know what was going to happen. So just be warned, I guess.
Yeah. So we could hop on to the ratings.
Sure. Let's get to ratings. I'll let you kick us off. What did you think about the game's convenience?
I feel like I've always been the one to start rating. Why don't you start it this time?
Sure, I can start this time.
Yeah.
So on convenience, I would give this... Well, I guess I have a question first. Do you remember if we could pause? I don't think so, right?
Not that I know of, because I just feel like I'm always the slowest trying to catch up with everyone else. Because it's a multiplayer.
Gotcha. I would put convenience at a 7.
That's pretty high.
And that is because the enemies in the game, they're not very mobile. They don't move around.
That's true.
So, I mean, you could clear a room and then you could just sit in that room and you would be completely safe. You don't have to worry about enemies respawning or, patrols going around that are going to catch you or run into you, anything like that. You could kind of just like let it sit there, and it's essentially paused. There's not really like a timer or anything that you have to worry about. There's no other players that are going to enter the game and kill you or anything like that. The only difficult part is if you're playing like online with other people. They're obviously going to just keep going and they're going to continue. Or if they notice you just go AFK or something like that, then they might just leave the game themselves, right? If they're not getting any help from you.
Yeah.
So, but for the most part, just us 2 playing together, I felt like it was pretty convenient. And it's pretty easy to hop into a game. It was quick to like start a game and get in one and kind of get things moving.
Considering like
as long as there weren't like connection issues.
Yeah. As long as there's no bugs and stuff, then.
Agreed. Yep.
Okay. So
what do you think about convenience?
I'll give it a 6. Only because I don't know. I just think that it was hard to catch up with everyone. I mean, even if you go AFK, it somehow like pulls you into the next room or something when the other teammates are in first, and then it'll be like there's a countdown timer that would pull you in with them at the same time. Yeah. I mean, you could essentially just die or when you get pulled in and not fight, But it's not like totally detrimental to the whole game. It's just not fair for the other players. So I'm just giving it a 6, which is pretty close to you.
Yeah. So next category is communication. And I actually really liked the communication on this game because I feel like we were constantly like pointing out what weapons we're finding or different chests or talking about the buffs that we're getting.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of like throughout the levels. And then when it got to a boss, that's when it really got serious.
Yeah.
And there was kind of communication around like, oh, watch out for this attack. He's doing this.
Yeah. Go behind the
make
pillar.
Sure you're running or, get behind the pillar to like, block the attacks and things like that. So there was a lot of communication like around that. Like,
I mean, like it's not necessary if you're playing with other players, right? But I just feel like we did communicate a lot.
It helps a lot, and there's a lot of things to communicate about. It's not
like the vault
completely required.
It's behind here. The vault's here.
Yeah, when we find a vault to go into. So, did I say what I gave communication?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm giving it an 8.
Okay, fair point. I'm giving it an 8 as well.
8 as well. Okay. Anything to add, or you think I?
No, I think you pretty much covered it.
Okay. Next category is on story.
I don't think there's
I
any
don't even
story.
remember, like, when we first launched the game, I don't remember, like, a cinematic or talking to any character about what we're doing or why we're doing it.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a tutorial in the beginning. Remember, like, we fell into one place and I don't know, but I just think, like, there's not much story. I totally forgot what it was already, what it was about.
Yeah. I mean, basically, the only thing we have to go off of is you pick a different character you're going to use, and then you're trying to escape somewhere or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's kind of how most roguelikes are. So, but yeah, not really any story. So I'm giving it a 2.
Okay, fair point.
I mean, I kind of feel like it might even deserve a 1 for this.
Yeah, I was going to give it a 1 myself.
You can give it a 1. I don't blame you for giving it a 1.
I give it a 1 because it's not really... I mean, not all games are story-oriented, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It does better in other areas. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, that next area, it does pretty well in, I think, and that is the category of repeatability.
Yes.
So I definitely feel like you could play this game a lot, and even though it can start to feel repetitive, just because the levels, all the rooms kind of look similar, they feel kind of similar, a lot of the same enemies, but maybe the layout of the room is a little bit different.
Or just leveling up your character.
Yeah, I mean, I feel good just about like putting in the time to level up the character, and you get to add those to the talent tree, and you get stronger, more damage, more buffs, and all the stuff that you get out of that. So I even just enjoying that part, like making my character stronger. So I think you can go pretty far with that, and then you can also focus on other characters, and as you go further, you unlock more and more weapons that you can use as well.
Okay.
So that kind of mixes it up. Versus like if they had just letting you have access to every weapon from the very beginning, I would feel like we would get bored of them all pretty fast. Versus like now it's like you start off with like 5 different weapons you can get, and that was enough at the beginning because there's still 5 new weapons, and then every once in a while it's like, oh, here's a new weapon, oh, here's a new weapon, oh, here's a new weapon. So it kind of like keeps you hooked a little bit because you're like, oh, this is new, I gotta try it out.
That's true. And even the scrolls, right? There's like scrolls in there. So
that's like the buffs that you get from the chests.
Always like random and different.
Yeah, I'm always seeing new ones that I've never seen before.
Yeah, I'm giving it an 8. I didn't hear. Did you give her a rating yet?
On repeatability, I am giving it an 8.
Oh, so we're both
just the same.
Okay.
Okay, the last category is that good old fun factor, and
this is including the bugs or without the bugs?
Including the bugs. So the current state of the game, the way that we have been playing it, I don't know if that stuff's going to be fixed. Hopefully
it'll be fixed.
But based on how it is now, the bugs really mess with the fun part for me.
For me too.
Because when you're having a blast and everything else is the repeatability and communication and convenience is all making it a fun game for you, and then all of a sudden the game crashes, that's not fun.
Like it happened a lot more on my end than it did for yours. I think like there's sometimes like we just kill a boss and we're like celebrating, and I'm like, it kicked me out.
Yeah, I think that happened for both of us actually.
Oh,
so,
it did happen for you too?
I think it would happen for everybody. So I don't think it was like me more than you or vice versa.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm giving it a 6 for fun just because of all that crashing and trying to reconnect to play with you in particular.
Yeah, that part of it was kind of a drag. Did not. I mean, I would wish the game wasn't as buggy. It would be a lot more fun. I mean, if we experienced 0 bugs at all, I probably would have given it a fun of like 8.
Yeah.
But it lost like 2 points because...
Oh, you're giving it a 6 too?
Yeah, I'm giving it a 6 too. Sorry, I thought I said that. Maybe not.
No, I said it
I
first.
get distracted. So. Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like we matched up on a lot of stuff for the most part.
So, yeah. I think I gave it a bit lower than you.
Overall,
a couple.
Overall, yeah. In fact, our overall ratings, mine was a 31 out of 50, and yours was a 29 out of 50.
Oh, so that's exactly the average of 30 then, huh?
Yep, so it's going to be an average of 30. I feel like that's kind of the average game rating so far. But still, if you like roguelikes, if you like FPS games, if you have a loved one or friend that you like to play games with, and you all have Game Pass, this is a great game to hop into for a few nights and have some fun times and some laughs and blow stuff up. And
you know what I wish? I wish like not just the 2 of us, but if we have another 2% to play with us this same game, that would be
fun. But yeah, if you had 4 people that 3 other people, 4 total that you kind of all knew, and this would be a really fun game for that, especially if you're all on voice chat together.
Yes.
And
screaming.
I feel like there would be a lot of laughs.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, hopefully with all the bug fix, then we'll have friends to play this with as well.
Maybe. I'll have to come back to it. We'll see. Anyways, that is it for the Gunfire Reborn review.
And may I add that we will be going to DreamHack.
That's right.
This upcoming week.
That's where we will be in Atlanta.
Yes.
Atlanta DreamHack next, I guess this upcoming weekend. So after this comes out, we're recording over the weekend. This will come out on Monday. And then that upcoming weekend, we will be enjoying DreamHack.
Yes. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys there who listen to us.
Maybe. If not, I'm sure we will make some new friends as well.
Definitely. You can find us on our Instagram at gamer_parents_podcast.
You can check out our YouTube channel, Gamer Parents Podcast, where we have the podcast episode there if you'd like to listen over on YouTube, as well as the weekly streams that have all been over there.
Mm-hmm. We stream on Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. Central.
You can also catch us on Twitter at twitter.com/gamerparentspod.
Yes, that's where Kevin shares a whole bunch of gaming news.
Or comments on games other people are playing.
Or replies.
If you mentioned any news.
To other streamers as well.
Yeah, I like hanging out and talking with other streamers and just kind of supporting people where I can. Try to hop into people's streams. So if you are a streamer and I haven't already either followed or checked out your stream, let me know. I will be more than happy to check it out.
Definitely.
But we would really appreciate it if you gave us a like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is, wherever it is.
Mm-hmm.
The best place to hang out with us would, of course, be in our Discord channel.
Yep.
Which you can access via the podcast episode notes if you're listening on a podcast platform, or in the YouTube video notes. It is there as well in the description.
Yes.
But that is all that we have for you guys this time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.